A very good evening and a warm welcome, students, today for today's class. Today we'll be discussing on the degrees of comparison. We all know, we have learnt in our previous classes the degrees. There are three type of degrees: positive, comparative, and superlative. So since like we have already learned, there are three degrees in comparison. So we compare three degrees and with two of them, that is the adjective and the adverb. So with these two, adjective and the adverb, there's a comparison. We compare it into three stages. We put the first word will be as positive degree, as it is, as an adjective, as an adverb. So here what it has is the adjective and the adverb remain purely the same. There is no change. Then we come to the comparative. In this case, a comparison is made between two things: person or animal or place. So in the comparative degree, we comparing two people, two animals, two things, or two places. So it's a comparison between two noun or a pronoun. Then we have the superlative degree. In this case, a comparison is made when more than two things or people or animal or places considered. In superlative degree, what happens is it is more not one or two, it's more than two people or two things or two places. So in superlative degree, we are discussing about a noun or about a place or a thing or an animal who are in a group or who are more than three, who in counting who are more than three. First, coming to the positive degree, the comparison of the adjective or adverb is in its simplest form. So, as I told you, in the positive degree, it is just the simplest, as adjective as an adverb. There is no change in that. For example, you can see here the rose smells as sweet as any other flower. A second example is a mango is a juicy as an orange. So this is your two examples to show you how positive degrees. Let's move on to the next. It's your comparative degree. Comparative degree, in this case, a comparison is made between two animals, two things, two humans, two places, or two things. The lily smells sweeter than the rose. See, here we are comparing two flowers. So we are comparing lily and the rose, and we are saying it is sweeter than the rose. Nile is longer than any other river. So we are comparing two rivers. Nile also is a river. So we are comparing Nile to two rivers. There's a comparison. Though one we have given a name to one river, but then the other one is also the same. It's coming up to the same department, or you can say same sect. So Nile also is a river, and river also is a river only. Shane plays better than any other players. See, here also you can see Shane. We are using one noun and we are using some another noun, but then it is we are not mentioned as a person, but it is here. It is again comparison between two. Coming next is the superlative degree. In this case, a comparison is made when more than two things or people or place are considered. So here what is happening, two people are not there, two places are not there. We are talking about more than three. We are talking more than two people. We are talking more than three, which comes into three, four, five. It goes on. The roses smell the sweetest among all the flowers. So now flowers, if you see, go to see how many will be having, the species of flowers will be many. It may go into thousands or millions also. So among all the species, rose smells the best. Okay. So then the Kim is a taller student in the class. In the class, how many students may be? They may be 100, they may be 50, they may be 80. So it's not comparison between two, it is comparison between many. Cherrapunji is the wettest region in India. So in India, it's not only the Cherrapunji is a wet region, there are many other wet regions in India. So among them, it is the wettest region in India. So now, coming to the rules. Okay, now we have few rules how we can use the comparative and superlative degrees, how the rules are formed. The comparative degree of an adjective or an adverb is generally formed by adding est to the adjective or adverb in the positive degree. In some cases, by adding more before the word of the positive degree. So here what it is, the first one, they're giving you the first rule. The comparative degree of an adjective or adverb is generally formed by adding. So first you have a positive degree, which is simple as it is. There is no change. It's a simple adjective. It is simple adverb. Now when you have to make it an comparative degree, you have to either use it as est, you have to add est to the word, or in some cases you have to use more. You have to add before the adjective or adverb more. Coming to the next second rule, the superlative degree of an adjective or adverb is generally formed by adding est. Okay, like when you have for superlative degree also you use est to the adjective or adverb in the positive degree. In some cases you have to add most. Some cases you have to put most, most or least before the word of the positive degree. So the positive word will remain the same. In your comparative and your superlative, what will happen is, when you're taking your a positive degree, the word will remain the same, the adjective or the adverb will remain the same. Only thing what will happen is, in the comparative degree you will have to add as est for that, and for the superlative you'll have to either add more or most to that. For example, here I have few examples for you. See here now, strong, stronger, strongest. So here strong, stronger, strongest. So what is happening is, here Ramu is a strong boy. Ramu is stronger than Raju. Ramu is the strongest boy in the class. So this is how you compare like positive, comparative and superlative. Bold, bolder, boldest. Large, larger, largest. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. See here how we are using that word more and most. See, beautiful is your adjective. Then more beautiful, because it's comparing, comparison we are making. Like we can say is, Rita is beautiful, Seema is more beautiful than Rita, and you can say Aishwarya is the most beautiful than all. So this is how you compare and show the superlative. Prompt, less prompt, least prompt. Studious, most studious. So this is how your positive, comparative and superlative degree works. Coming to the next. In some words, the comparative degree and the superlative degree are found by doubling. So here what happens is, in certain places, here the degree has been doubled, the last letter, by adding or est. So here what is there? Hot, hotter, hottest. Sad, sadder, saddest. Thin, thinner, thinnest. So we are using even er and est respectively wherever it is required. Est is most probably required only and only for superlative degree. Comes comes for comparative degree. Your fourth rule, words ending in y. The y is changed to I and er and est and are added to make the comparative superlative degrees. Now the words which change in end in y, please remember this very important point. The words ending in y, it changes into I. Okay, so happy, happier. HAPPIER. If you notice in the positive, happy, y is there, but then when you go to the comparative, it is the y changes into I and it becomes IER. And when you go to the superlative, again the y changes into I. So in the comparative and the superlative, y is changing into I. So the same way, lazy, lazier, laziest, pretty, prettier, prettiest. So let's go to the next. Okay, there are some words which are expectations to above rules. With the above rules, here we can see positive, good, better, best. So here these are little bit expected, no, you have to just special cases like where you can say good, better, best. Here are not here the positive is changing into different words: many or much, more, most, little or less, lesser, least, far, further, farthest. So this is how uh, these are the few exceptionals in the comparison of degrees. Coming to the next. Okay, so interchanging the degree of comparison, on where we have to change the degrees of comparison. Here what is happens is sometimes your words change. Okay, the positive degree is written as plus adjective or adverb as. So here what happens is when you're changing from comparison to positive or superlative to positive, when you're changing from comparison to positive, it is used as you have to use as before the adjective or a adverb. uh, Example: Ronnie is as gorgeous as, sorry, as generous as Alex. So here mm, might be more generous or most generous was the sentence. So here Ronnie is as generous as Alex. So here when you're changing the degree of comparison into positive, okay, it is not to compare a superlative into positive degree. It has to be like Ronnie is as generous as Alex, Millian is as slim as her sister. So here by adding as before the before the positive degree and after the positive degree, it becomes into a positive degree. Comparative degree is written as adjective or adverb er or plus then or more than. Okay, Zita is clever boy in the class. Zita is as cleverer than other boys in the class. Kevin is academically more proficient than the other boys. So here they're showing the Kevin is academically more proficient than other boys. So you have to use whenever it is like more than, like you have to use the word then. The superlative degree is written as adjective, adverb plus est or most. So you have to use either est or most over here. Roy is the cleverest boy in the class. So here it is the cleverest boy. So here already it is into a superlative. That is the most honest person in the person here. So that is the most honest. So you are using the word most to show it is a superlative degree. Very important: when two people or things or animals or place or qualities are compared, the superlative degree is not used. So when you are comparing two animals or things, or there we don't use superlative degree. The pen is mightier than the sword, it is comparative. We are comparing here. The sword is not as mighty as pen, so here it is a positive. So Basil is hotter than Mumbai. Comparative: Mumbai is not as hot as Nasik. It's a positive. So where you use as, it becomes a positive. When you use it becomes a comparative. When you use est, it becomes a superlative. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson today, degrees of comparison. If you still have any doubt or any clarifications, please feel free to call me or message me. Thank you and have a good day. Stay home, stay safe.